Hey everybody, welcome to Cali Girl Blog Talk. I'm Callie, thank you for joining me. And today I'll be reviewing Love and Marriage in DC, Season 2, Episode 1, Changing of the Guard. So let's get to it. So we start off this episode with Erana stopping by Ashley's house. And in her confessional, Ashley said over the past few months, her and Erana have developed a good friendship. So they've been kicking it and just getting to know each other better. But then she defines the word friendship. She said not friendship, not to be mistaken with that, because she ain't getting no D from me and she ain't getting no D from Jamie. And I'm like, okay, so Ashley is starting with the shade already. First confessional. Okay, here we go. Meanwhile, Quick is at the studio. Okay, he's doing his show, his radio show. Jamie stops by. He's waiting around. And Quick's co-host says, yeah, so next in the news, I don't know if you knew, but People Magazine is saying that the Samuels, Monique and Chris, they are getting a divorce, separating. And Quick was like, wait a minute, hold up. We just, had a whole prep before we got live on the air. And I did not know we were going to bring this up. I do know them in real life. So hold up. Did they say they're getting a divorce or separated? Now, we know that since then, Monique and Chris have both come out and said they are not getting a divorce. That's not true. They are working on their marriage. And as far as we know, they are still married as of today. Back at the house with Ashley and Erana, they're having the same conversation about the Samuels. And then Erana says to Ashley, where is Quick? Ashley said, where he's always at. He's at work. And in her confessional, she said, Quick has been a workaholic since I've known him. He's always working. He took a little bit of time off, but now he's back at it. And I'm tired of getting upset about it. I'm looking at it like he's busy. I'm busy. Okay, so then we're busy, period. Back at the studio, Quick and Jamie, they have a sit down. And Quick was like, man, you popped up. I didn't know you was coming over here. And Jamie was like, man, that's what we do. I'm retired now. And Quick was like, retired? Retired from what? And he said, retired. I was a police for about 25 years. And Quick said, I've known you for about 20 years and I never knew that you were the police. And Jamie said, yeah, it's just something that you learn to keep to yourself. Everybody don't need to know that about you. They both agree that what they seen on the internet regarding the Samuels and this divorce, that they don't believe it. They move on to the invite that Jamie is extending to Quick. They're having a party, him and Erana, they're having a party for their son, Jayson, who is legally blind, and he was recently accepted to a program. The name of it is DOORS, D-O-R-S. So in celebration, they are going to throw him a party. And let me just say, what a wonderful achievement it is for their son, who is blind, but he will be leaving for a year. He will be living in his own apartment. He will be experiencing his own level of independence. So I really think that is wonderful for him and them. They showed his confessional from last season, Jayson, where he was saying that, everybody is doing stuff on their own, but just because I have a disability, it don't mean that I can't do stuff. I know that's right, baby boy. You get out there and you do your thing. The conversation switches and it turns to their older son, Jamie. They said that after last season reunion was done taping, things fell apart. Talking to Quick, Jamie said, although their son was doing good, the problem is he's 26. He just out here and he don't have no job. Jamie said, I had a job hooked up for him at a hospital. It was pretty much a sure thing, but they did a background check and the background check went back as far as 5 years. And 5 years prior to that, he was in a lot of trouble. As a result, he didn't get the job and now they're back to square one. And in addition to that, Jamie is on 2 years probation. So the latest disruption in their household is due to the fact that Jamie Jr., he got a speeding ticket and it came in the mail. Jamie Sr. opened it because they have the same name. I guess he thought it was for him. I don't know. But anyway, he opened it, found out it was a speeding ticket, said, hey, you got a speeding ticket. You need to pay the bill. Jamie Jr. was like, well, I just paid $120 to my probation officer. Can you pay it for me? And Jamie was like, I wasn't the one driving the car. So they go back and forth because it sounds like Jamie Jr. has a sense of entitlement where he just expects his father or his parents to take care of certain things while he can barely take care of other things, with the justification of, well, I don't have a job, so I thought you would hold me down. Next, we see a new couple, Joi and Clifton, were at their home, and this couple met on the reality show Ready for Love. So although they are not married, they are engaged. He's an entrepreneur. He has a beard oil that he is working on, and people seem to love it. Joi, she is a singer. She was singing out in Mexico, but now she moved back home to be with him, into his home, and in 2 weeks, they are moving into a brand new home. Child, they got that new car smell, okay? Compared to the other couples who have been around for years and years, these two here, you can see that they are in the fun stage, as I said, the new car smell. So they sit down and talk about there's no reservations about the move, but he does ask her how does she feel about being a bonus mom, because he has an 18-year-old and a 4-year-old. The boys don't have the same mothers, so Joi will not only be, involving herself with one woman from his past, but two. In her confessional, she said, I knew that Clifton was a package deal. I knew that from the jump, and that's actually something that I was excited about. Back at the house with Ashley and Quick, Ashley is arranging things with her ex-nanny, who is now her business assistant. And as she said, she's busy. She's promoting her book. She has her podcast starting, so she has a lot going on. Her and Quick sit down and they talk about their 14-year-old son and his 14-year-old woes, of not really wanting to have anybody tell him what to do. Get into a little disagreement about the fact that Quick believes Ashley coddles their 14-year-old son. For example, the son has to wake up at 6 in the morning, and Ashley wakes up out of her sleep to make sure that he gets up. Quick feels like, no, you need to let him do that on his own. He's going on 15 years old. He don't need you breaking your sleep to wake him up. Let him miss school a couple of times to see what it feels like, but let him do that so he can learn to start being a man and being self-sufficient. In her confessional, Ashley says she wasn't raised that way. Her mom was not really tending to her as she was coming up, so she's not going to have her children have the same experience. She will be there to make sure they feel loved and supported. And that means also waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to make sure they get off and ready for school. She also told Quick that she believes that the conversations that he's having with Jamie about Lil Jamie and what's going on with him is making him come home and feel like we need to be harder on our son because they don't want their son to turn out like Lil Jamie. He said, well, that could be true, but I still believe that entitlement that Lil Jamie has and the coddling that you're doing are two different things. The coddling might turn into entitlement if you don't keep an eye on it. Next, we see Erana. It is the day of the party for Jayson, and the view is beautiful at the location where they're holding the event. So it's time. Everybody starts arriving, and this is a surprise party for Jayson, so he doesn't know, but he walks in. Everybody is, pumping him up, and he walks in like, hey, 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 hey. It was real cute to see. It was a good turnout. There were a lot of people inside that penthouse, so that was good. All of them came to celebrate him like that. Joi and Clifton, they arrive, and Erana and Jamie in their confessionals let them know that they have been hanging out pretty much consistently. They met through social media and have been hanging out ever since. They do crab Sundays, dinner, and things like that. And in addition to that, Joi is also friends with Ashley. So after, Jayson comes in and everybody celebrates him, Jamie turns to Erana and says, where's Jamie? And Erana was like, I don't know, They talk about the text that he sent out to everybody saying that nobody does anything for him. And it's his girlfriend who really holds him down. Now, I don't know the ins and outs, but looking at it from a mom perspective, it sounds like their son is basically feeling sorry for himself and sending text messages like, woe is me, when in reality, he's just not out there handling his business the way that he know that he should and can. That being said, their daughter in her confessional said that she does believe that his parents have a right to be upset about Lil Jamie's behavior. However, she also feels that her father, Big Jamie, can have a better delivery. Like he may be a little too harsh and a little too aggressive. We witnessed that the first season. And that being said, it's still no justification for a grown man to not be out there handling his business, regardless of anybody's delivery when they're trying to tell you about yourself. Back at the party, while they're talking about Lil Jamie, Quick and Ashley arrives. So the topic of discussion at this party is, where is Jamie and where is Monique and Chris? Erana is disappointed that both have not shown, the couple as well as her son, Lil Jamie. So the couples are having sidebar conversation that includes Erana and Jamie, Ashley and Quick, Joi and Clifton, and Ashley's friend who is a co-host for her podcast. And Joi mentions that she will be speaking at the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation in Atlanta, and she will be one of the speakers for the Ready to Love segment for single moms. They start sort of taking issue with the fact, but you're not a mom, so why are you speaking on that? And Joi was like, well, I don't know. This is what they asked me to be a part of, and I accept it. But their point is, if you are not a single mom, we get it. You're ready to love. We got it. But if you're not a single mom, how are you going to be on the panel talking to single mothers when that's not even your experience? However, if they know, as she said, they know that she's not a single mom. She doesn't have a child, but they asked her to speak as a part of that segment. She accepted. So that's just that. Ashley, however, does not agree. So she's making it sort of an issue. You know how Ashley will make something an issue at a party, at a whatever, it doesn't matter. In her mind, she's just having a conversation, but everyone around is starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable because Ashley is sort of starting this back and forth debate type thing with Joi. As far as if it were me, I would not feel comfortable talking to single moms because I'm not a single mom. I'm a married mom, so on and so forth. In her confessional, Erana said, why are we going back and forth about this? Like it is not that serious. Everybody is starting to be uncomfortable. Shutting the conversation down, Clifton said, well, what matters is that she's speaking there. You're going to do great. He does a toast on that, and that's the end of that. She was like, oh no, I'm gonna knock it out the box or whatever, right? I'm gonna knock it out the park. And Ashley makes a face and her friend makes a face, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, let's get the season started, child. Their confessional with Joi and Clifton, Joi said, you know what? This moment of sisterhood just went right out the freaking window. Because now you're discounting me. You're doing it in front of people. And when you do things like that, it comes off like you hating. Clifton chimed in and said, hey, congratulate without the hate. Back at the party, Lil Jamie arrives. In his confessional, Jamie said, Big Jamie, he said, you know, he just got here and half of me is excited that he's here, but the other half of me is like, we're going to talk about this text. We're going to address that tonight. And my thinking already is, why would you take something that is going to bring negativity because the text was negative? Why would you address it at Jayson's party? How about you do that the next day? Let tonight be all about Jayson, not about what Lil Jamie said in the text message about nobody takes care of me except my girlfriend. Now is not the time. So now I'm getting it about their daughter talking about the delivery. Not only the delivery, but the time and place you choose to give your delivery may not be the best. But I'm watching as I'm recording, so let me see how this thing plays out. So they are thanking everyone for coming to the party to celebrate Jayson and talking about, you know, his send-off, how emotional it's going to be, but how proud of them that they are of him. And Lil Jamie, he comes up and he gives them a little pep talk too as well. So they all have a moment as a family. However, what was so nice to see turned into something different because at that party is where Big Jamie decided to have a conversation with Lil Jamie about that text message. So they step outside on the balcony. In his confessional, Lil Jamie said, my dad gave me a look, said, hey, can I talk to you on the balcony? He said, I was lost because I'm like, what you want to talk to me about? Why do you want to talk? Tonight is about Jayson. Let's just focus on him. So they step outside and the first question Jamie asks is, why did you get here so late? Lil Jamie said, I've been here. Big Jamie said, okay, but why didn't you ride with us? Lil Jamie said, well, I didn't need to. What do I need to ride with you guys for? Jamie then brings up the text message and says, well, let me hear your perspective. According to you, nobody in this house does anything for you, so I need you to explain that to me. Lil Jamie said, I never said that to you. Big Jamie said, let me read the text message. And he reads the text message and you see that Lil Jamie addresses his father as bruh. I was like, say what? So the text message read, and I'm going to read it exactly word for word, okay? So it says, bruh, you just told me a week ago you was proud of me and love who I'm becoming. Which one is it? Do you rock with me or now I'm the worst under the sun because of what I do? I'm lost, champ. You be confusing. You have a weird way of showing love. I don't ask nobody for $1 in there, and y'all know I'm not working and don't offer to give me anything. I'm reading that like, okay, so entitled, because although you want to play semantics and say, I never said that don't nobody in that house do nothing for me. You literally said in the text message that people know you're not working and they don't offer to give you anything. When Big Jamie said, hey, don't I give you $100 every Friday and have been doing so for the last 10 months? And child, in all of his audaciousness, Lil Jamie said, okay, but what does that have to do with anything? I asked you to help me with the ticket. What? Lil Jamie continued and said, I thought we was in a good space where I could have asked you. You know, I asked you, but I could have went to Granny because Granny gave me everything without asking. And he said that as though that was an example of him adulting in his life. Like, this is real adult of me. I can't go to my father and ask for help for a ticket, so I'm going to go to my grandmother. Although my father gives me $100 every week for no reason. I don't earn it. It is literally just because. But I can go to my grandmother, who I should have went to, instead of coming to you. Big Jamie said, and the fact that you going to your grandmother asking for money, that's a problem. When are you going to do something for yourself? Didn't have no quick comeback or a comeback at all for that question. And in his confessional, Big Jamie said, these kids in the 90s, like, they not like us, okay? You know, our parents couldn't afford these things. So these kids from the 90s are products from kids from the 70s who had parents who was like, you know what? I didn't have these things, but I want my kids to have the latest everything, shoes, gadgets, whatsoever. Whereas now these kids are looking at their parents like, if you don't give me things and continue to give me things, then you're the worst parent ever. Lil Jamie said, I just seen you at the private party and we was cool, laughing and everything. And that's why it's weird, fool. Did you just call your father a fool? Oh my gosh. Big Jamie said, oh, I'm a fool now. Lil Jamie continued, like, do you rock with me or not? Lil Jamie don't answer the question. Big Jamie said, you praising your girl because she not checking your bullshit to get. Okay, anybody that checks you and lets you know where you could be doing better, that's who you have a problem with. Those who let you do whatever you want to do, you praise them. And that's what Lil Jamie is doing with his girlfriend. Lil Jamie was like, you have no idea what she's saying to me on a weekly basis. Big Jamie said, well, regardless of that, is she paying your bills? Is she taking care of you? Is she putting food in your mouth? Is she giving you money every week? This boy had the nerve to say, yes, she makes sure that I eat every day. I'm like, what kind of disaster am I looking at on this TV screen at this time? Big Jamie said, she making sure you eat every day. I made sure you ate for 30 years. Lil Jamie talking about, well, why are you mad about that then? And Big Jamie is like, duh, because I didn't have to do that. Hello? Lil Jamie got me hot like he my child. In a nonsensical way, Lil Jamie is like, you told me you wanted me to have a girl all my life. Now I got a girl that's holding me down and you mad. Big Jamie is like, I'm not mad, but you missing the point. Big time. In his confessional, Lil Jamie said, you know, you blowing up at me at this time is confusing because I thought we was great, but now you got all this animosity towards me. He said, what are we even doing right now? I came here to enjoy my brother's party, but I can't even do that because you out here on this with me. He said, you got turned down for a job, and as a result, you stopped talking to the entire household. Lil Jamie denies it. Jamie said, we didn't hear from you for a week. Lil Jamie said, everybody else did, you didn't. Big Jamie said, well, what did I do? And I was looking like, yeah, what did he do? Why would you, if he's the one that tried to help you get the job, he gave you the connect. If you not getting the job was a result of your background check and you failing it, why did you stop talking to your father? It sounds like a sense of shame to me, but you're going to take that shame and project it onto your father. However, Lil Jamie said, you made me feel like I was the worst ninja because I didn't get the job. Big Jamie said, did I make you feel bad? Did I discourage you? Did I talk down to you? Or did I say, man, for the guck that, let's move on. Keep it moving. On to the next. My theory is, again, you yourself, Lil Jamie, felt bad about your history impacting your present, okay? But as a result of that shame and embarrassment and you not feeling good about yourself, you took that and projected it onto your father. Making another excuse, Lil Jamie said, yeah, you did say all that, but it took you a couple of days. Like his father owes, good gracious. Anyway, he said, yeah, you did say all that, but it took you a couple of days. And then you came back telling me to check in with your friend who got a job as a security guard. I don't want no job as a security guard. Big Jamie was like, you don't have nothing. You don't even have anything. So what are you going to do? He said, you don't have to do security, but you got to do something, because how you going to pay for your tickets and all the other things you got to take care of? Professional Big Jamie said, you know what? I don't get why Lil Jamie don't comprehend that you're not where you're supposed to be in life. You're 26 years old. You don't have a job. I felt like maybe if you can take my advice, do things my way, then you can move on with society. Things will be great, will be great. Because these are my words now. Obviously, Lil Jamie, the route that you've been taking is not working. So maybe you can take your father's advice or somebody's advice that's going to help you be in a better place for your life at this time. Done with the conversation, Lil Jamie says, I'm cool on this shit to get, man. I'm not for the gucking with this. And he walks off the balcony. Big Jamie said, all right, well then go home. Big Jamie is heated, okay? Like he said in his confessional, he literally got steam coming out of his ears. But to ensure that he has no part in ruining Jayson's event, he's just going to let Lil Jamie go. He walks inside and he's having a conversation with Quick about what took place with him and Lil Jamie. Lil Jamie is getting ready to leave. Erana gets up like, Mama Bear, let me see what's going on. Jamie is explaining to her what happened, and then production comes and gets them and tells them to come out of the penthouse into the hallway. Okay, Jamie is on the floor breaking down. Production is trying to get Lil Jamie to talk to his father. Big Jamie and Erana, they come outside. Lil Jamie, he's sitting on the floor, and I guess Big Jamie starts pointing at him. Lil Jamie's like, you need to get your hand out my face. Big Jamie like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You better stop playing with me in front of these people. Again, Big Jamie is like, what you gonna do? Lil Jamie stands up like he's answering the call. Okay, he's about to rise to the occasion. Looks like it's about to be a tussle, and the scene, or episode rather, ends. All right, you guys, this is a mess. As I said, this conversation should not have been brought up at Jayson's party, but, you know, it was, and we see what happened. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit this notification bell button. And until next time, you all take care. Be blessed. Peace.